Hey, everybody. So, you'll probably notice we are actually back in Eversong. And the reason for that is because I realized I forgot something. So, there is one more little bit of questing here in the area where the treants are. I'm trying to make sure I find the right one because, believe it or not, it's triggered by finding a particular treant and then getting something from him. By the way, this also lets me be able to show something about why this whole thing is going down, why this whole thing is happening. So, you notice this? This is the effect of the blight on the plant life here, the trees and such. And this is why we are having to deal with this, because, well, they're trying to restore the trees here, but if they do that, it allows the plague to keep on spreading. The blight from the scourge. The only way to really stop it from spreading is if there's nothing living here for it to keep spreading to. There's a particular treant here I need to find. I don't know where he is. This could be a while because I honestly don't know, like, if he's a rare or if he's in a particular area and I'm just not seeing him. Yes, of course, these things have days. Gosh, I hate days. When they announced the mount equipment where you could get rid of days, I was like, yes! Thank you! Oh, I think that might be him. It is! That's him right there. Old White Bark. There it is, right there. Alright, let me fight off these things so I can have a moment. Then we'll take a look at this. Whoops. The pendant has the initials LR etched onto it. Perhaps these letters will lead to the pendant's maker, which is the lady who asked us to deal with this before. Yeah, LR.
Anaria Shola.
You have something to show me? This pendant. I gave it to Old Whitebark after his people helped us rebuild our village. I guess this means that he's... I appreciate you bringing this to me. There is something that I'd like to ask of you. This pendant brings back memories of a different time. A better time. Unfortunately, memories are the last thing that I need right now. I want you to bury this by the rune stone in the Scorch Grove. It was there that I first met the treant elder. Put my old friend's memory to rest.
Keep your wits about you.
You guys remember that rune stone I showed you before, right? That's the one we're going to. This one here. The one that has the treant that's kind of like patrolling around it. Haven't you done enough harm? Must you also disturb my slumber? That's Whitebark's spirit. Yeah. What good does this violence serve? What is done is done. I have failed my people. You've returned. Haven't you done enough? I no longer belong to this world and must admit defeat. The land has forever changed, and nothing will ever be the same. Leave the pendant here with me. Maybe one day, long after the elves are gone, a new tree will grow on this very spot, amongst a burnt forest and the husks of dead treants. Yeah. Alright. What? Wait, what? For some reason, it didn't let me turn that in before. Oh gosh, I hope this isn't bugged. There we go. Alright, so for some reason I wasn't able to turn that in before. He must have faded away before I did, so... whatever. Let's now get back to the Ghostlands. Where you can see the plague, or rather the blight, is on many more trees in this area. Because of course it is. So yeah, I want to show that as that helps. By the way, you'll also notice Sentinel Spies! Oh, don't worry, we'll be back here in just a bit. We'll be back here later, because of course there's a bunch of Sentinels here. Lion scum. I'm kidding. It's mainly just the Night Elves, because of course the Night Elves just hate Blood Elves, because, well, how, you know... You remember the classism and the elitism, plus the paranoid fear that arcane magic itself is evil when it's actually not? But good luck trying to convince a Night Elf of anything else otherwise once they are, you know, have their mind set to something. Not to mention, once again, I want to remind you, this is during a time where the Blood Elves are literally facing extinction as a species. That's how bad things are for them during this time period. They are facing extinction, and the Night Elves are like, screw you! It's one of the, it's one of those reasons why I know a lot of people that just refuse to play as a Night Elf. Come closer. I am dying. I was sent here to slay these Nerubians, but Vandril didn't know that they have a leader. You must find and slay Anaxotun. You must find and get help. She wanders around Suncrown Village. So yeah, these are some Nerubians. These are not exactly the Nerubians that we meet in Northrend. Not the legit Nerubians. These are the undead Nerubians, like the Crypt Fiends that work for the Scourge. There's a difference. There's the Nerubians that we meet that are actually, nice people, the ones that we meet that are, like, wanting to help us fight against the Scourge. And then there's the one that work for the Scourge, like, and the likes of Anubarak and Anubra Khan, that are also undead. So that's basically what these are.
I'm out of range.
Now let's see, where is this leader of theirs?
It's too far away.
I must slay it for the light. Where are you? Somewhere in here. Hey, and now we have Invuln, Divine Shield. Now I am unbeatable. Sorry. But yeah, a lot of us usually refer to Divine Shield either as Invuln or just simply as Bubble. Because back in the day, there was a strategy, or there was something you could do with it called Bubble Hearth. How many of you remember what Bubble Hearth was? The idea was that you would if you were on like a PvP server and you were getting ganked, you would invuln and then you would hearth away, because they couldn't interrupt your hearth while you were because you were literally invulnerable. And let's just say it became a very well-known thing. I guess you could call it a meme. In fact, it became so well known and popular that they actually made it a talent that Yarel could pick in Heroes of the Storm. It's a level 20 talent in that game called Bubble Hearth. I like how someone's like, hey, I'm gonna go kill Darkon if anyone needs him. I need him, but not yet. I'll need him later. But I'm pretty sure I won't really need help. It's just gonna be a matter of seeing whether or not he's actually up and available for me to kill when I get to that point. We have a ways to go, obviously. We're just starting out on the questing here in Ghostlands. We have some time before we get to the point where we have to go kill Darkon. Alright, so that's all 10 guards. Now, where is this Anoxutun? Where is this leader of theirs? Show yourself. Let me see. I wonder. I wonder if this leader could... No. Maybe up here? Possibly? No, just more guards. Where is this leader of theirs? Alright, let's go ahead and just keep wandering around until we eventually find... She wanders around Suncrown Village. Okay? She just kind of wanders around. Ah! There she is. Hello! Hello, my dear. Boom! I love that. I love doing that. I just drop a big hammer of light on your head. Pow!
I don't have a target.
There we go. Alright. Now let's go find this ranger. Banana. Blood Elf Frost Mage over here with his elemental. You know, I've heard, a lot of people have always wanted, well, not a lot of people, but I've heard some people have asked for Nerubians to be a playable race. Let's just say that ever since the introduction of allied races in BFA, many people have been like, oh my goodness, we could finally have such and such as a playable race, and such and such. Well, hello there. Why are you guys just... chilling here? Oh, good to hear that Leth Valen made it to safety and that he was smart enough to ask you for help instead of just waiting there. I hope that Ranger Celissa made it to safely to Farstrider Enclave. The lieutenant here rushed us into battle with the trolls across the lake instead of scouting the situation first. We were decimated by his stupidity. You hear me, Tomathren? You're an idiot! He's literally right there, and he's like, yeah, I know. Will you help us, Paladin? These trolls will still need to be dealt with. I need to stay here and nursemaid him. I think he's lost his mind. Just head east to the other side of the lake in Zubzora. I want revenge. Bring me their ears so that I can fashion a nice necklace.
Salama Ashalanore.
Yeah. Once again, just a reminder, they are not just dealing with a scourge in this area, they are still dealing with the trolls, the Amani trolls. Remember, Zulaman is right over here. Collect 6 troll ears. Yeah. Wait for her to tag that. There we go. We've both tagged it. Boom. Come on. There we go. It always feels nice when I can help out other players I can see are basically doing the same thing. Oh, a Blood Elf warrior who's level 9. I'll help you! Wait, where'd the player go? Oh, did the player... What? Oh, I wonder if the player died. He attempts to run away in fear. Nope, you get back here. You know, I will admit this is that kind of time where I would look at this and I'd be like, you know what? And I get tempted to switch to tank spec. Just so I can kind of pull everything in and be like, yeah. In fact, let's do that. Why? Let's do that, shall we? So, since Legion, this was a thing that you could do where you could just kind of switch whenever you wanted to. And let me go ahead and grab the extra talents here while we're at it. Alright, hold on a second, hold on. See, these guys attacked me before I was ready. I didn't even get my other stuff ready to go. But fortunately, Consecration does enough, usually. Alright, there we go. Alright, let me get... Let's see... a shield and a one-handed sword. There we go. All right. Go. Just love being able to do that and just pull everything. Nope.
I need to get closer.
There we go. 6 years. Oh, take a moment to hold your breath, peon. Okie dokie.
Glory to the Sindori.
I tell you now, when we get back to Farstar Enclave, there will be a full accounting of your actions, Ranger Valana. You alone were responsible for our losses, and I'm certain that the captain will see it my way. Idiot. I appreciate your efforts. Thank you. Now, we can say that this expedition and all the lives that were lost on it have not been in vain. I need one last favor of you. Just in case Ranger Celissa didn't make it back to Farstar Enclave on the south edge of the lake, I need you to go there and get help. Just check in with Captain Helios and let him know what's happened here. I'm sure that he'll send help back as soon as he can.
Farewell.
Alright, let's go ahead and switch back to Rhett. It's partly because, my usual rotation is not quite there yet, so we're going to go ahead and switch back to that. Alright. Ah. I wonder how many of these are, like, brand new to this. Because they still exist. Just the other night, I was working on something, and, I was at Light's Hope on my Paladin, and a Death Knight starts asking in chat, it's like, hey, about his first horse. And he said it was his very first ever Death Knight. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. I was just kind of giddy at the idea that someone was playing a Death Knight for the first time, and I was helping them out because, of course, I've played Death Knight a lot. And I was asking about, like, how far into the Star Zone he got and everything. It was fun. That's dire news indeed. I completely overestimated Tamrathan's ability to lead. I'll see to it that a group is dispatched to safely bring him and Valana back in. Unfortunately, we never heard from Ranger Celissa, so I fear the worst in her case. You have done the Farstars a great service this day, Paladin. Please, take one of these as a small token of our appreciation. I want you to kill as many Shadow Spine trolls as you can. We need their numbers greatly reduced before we can shift our attention towards Deathhome. And while you're at it, we might as well kill 2 birds with 1 stone. So bring me back a load of their weapons. Better that they can go to waste, and we can use them in the fight against the Scourge. Hit their camps and hard to the east and the south at Zebtela and Zebnoa.
Salama Ashalanore. Baladash Malanore.
The lake to the north has been haunted by the ghosts of my ancestors for as long as I can remember. Papaneeks, the poor souls were victims of a tragic incident in which scores of them drowned at the bottom of the lake. The details of the event are mostly forgotten, but their haunting cries serve as a constant reminder of their curse. If you're up to the task, I want you to go to the lake and put an end to their suffering. You will have my gratitude as well as theirs, I'm sure.
We will have justice.
Quite a few. I'm worried about the quest in the upper area.
Glory to the Sindorai.
Our resources are spread pretty thin here, Paladin, so your help is going to be invaluable. The captain has tasked me with overseeing the harassment of the local Shadow Pine Troll camps. We have a policy of keeping them off balance until the day when we can launch a brutal offensive to wipe them out. Until then, we need all the volunteers that we can get so that those Shadow Pine Troll numbers are decreased. Think you could head east to Zebtela and hurt them a little?
The reckoning is at hand.
The eternal sun guides.
You show courage coming to the Ghostlands. There is much work to be done here, and not enough brave souls to do it. I have a thankless task to offer you, should you have the inclination to aid our cause. The very wildfire in this land has been tainted by the plague, and we must stop it from spreading. Hunt the Ghost Claw lynxes to the east and south of here, and return when you have slain enough of them.
Remember the sun well.
Let's go turn these in first. Actually, hold on. There's another quest up top. A couple more, actually. Ooh, slipped and fell. On the other side, huh? Alright.
The dark times will pass.
Paladin, our sources tell us that the trolls buried in the Amani catacombs inside Sungray's Peak have been rising from the dead. I need you to investigate these catacombs and put to the torch any of the unanimated remains that you come across, so as to prevent any more of these creatures from rising. The fastest way there is to head northwest out of the conclave. This will put you near the western entrance to the catacombs.
Be ready for anything.
So now we go the other side and talk to this guy. It's an apothecary.
That better be good.
The corpses of trolls buried inside the Amani catacombs have been rising from the dead. I want you to go there and bring back proof of their final demise. Some of these mummy trolls and their living counterparts carry juju, glowing objects that house an unknown power source. It's probably what is animating them. The catacombs lie within Sungray's Peak, directly to the east. I'm told that the easiest way in lies in the north face of the mountain. See to it, Paladin.
Goodbye.
So yeah, we picked up a number of quests in this area, some involving the trolls. Before we do that, though, let's head back and turn in these other couple quests over here. We may as well go this way. It's a new direction, may as well uncover a bit more of the map, right? Go past the Sanctum of the Sun. Praise the sun, praise be. Pretty sure this is a pathway you can cut through, I think. You would think so, considering that it almost looks like, you know, a pathway that's cut through here, right? Yep. Yep, it is. Sanctum of the Sun. Let's head this way. So yeah, basically directing us over to this side of the mountain, like, oh, you know, the best way inside is on the north side, in the north part of the mountain. I hate days. I hate days. If I could, I would put every single character that I have with the mount equipment that removes days, because I hate days so much with a passion. I'm so glad they added that as part of the game. I would just need to work on adding it to every character that I have, because I totally would. People cared more about the water walking thing. I'm like, no. Water walking is really not that much of a hassle, especially if you're playing a character that has some kind of ability that counters that. But days? Oh my gosh, it's so annoying. And there's really no character or class that counters that. Troll! Wait, no, it's a dark spirit troll. They're cool. They're cool. They're cool.
Anaria Shola.
I apologize for the shoddy intelligence, Paladin. Had I known of this Anaxusuten ahead of time, I surely would have told you. We're spread too thin, and things are slipping through the cracks. I'll grab that. Ooh, a rare upgrade. It's Titanforce. I'm kidding. Outstanding, but there's much to be done before the Scourge menace is completely driven from mighty Quel'Thalas. Here, take this coin. It's not much, but you have earned it. We've had one success. I am now friendly with Tranquillian. We've had one success, but there are 2 more villages that must be reclaimed. Golden Mist Village is our next target. It lies to the northwest and has been taken by the ghosts of the High Elves that used to live there. Gruesome, I know, but these are apparently the sort of tactics that the Scourge like to employ. Go and defeat these ghosts and wraiths, Paladin. Take the west road out of Tranquillian to get there.
We will have justice.
Lots and lots of quests. Oh, and by the way, look at how many more just popped up on our mini-map. Quests, and more quests. How am I supposed to supply the war effort when I cannot even safely get my supplies here? I was promised an escort that never came, and then I had to leave one of my carts behind to the west when I was attacked by a band of ghouls. Want to help out and get me open for business in the process? Go down the western road out of town and past the graveyard. On the other side of the dead scar is a fork in the road. The hill that my cart has to be left on lies just beyond.
Beware the living.
If you're wondering why so many of these popped up, that's because it usually waits for you to finish a certain quest before they become available. Plus, they can also become available at a certain level. So
Everything has a price.
So here is one of the first trainers you can encounter in this game. This is a cooking trainer, if you want to learn cooking, which is one of those default, kind of professions that you can learn. Very helpful, very handy to have. This is intolerable. I have nothing to work with here. Milady asked me to come from Silvermoon City. She deserves cuisine as befits her station. No, but I get here, and there's no food. You must go out, Paladin, and bring back fresh kills so that I have something to prepare. Dame Oriferous prefers a crunchy texture to her food. There are plenty of spindleweb lurkers to the southwest on the other side of the Dead Scar. Disgusting, I know, but that's what we have to work with. Yeah. If I was her, I'd be like, you know what? I'm good. I'm good with whatever you got else. Please no. Wanted, Knuckle-Rot and Luzran. A bounty is hereby declared for the abominations known as Knuckle-Rot and Luzran. These dreadful creations of Darkon are extremely dangerous and have been sighted patrolling near the Howling and Bleeding Ziggurats. Individuals seeking to claim the reward must present the abomination's heads to Deathstalker Rathiel as proof of the deed. And yes, they are referring to the same kind of ziggurats that you could make when you played as undead in Warcraft 3, which is one of the reasons why going through areas like the Plaguelands is so cool, because a whole bunch of the buildings are basically buildings you could create playing as the undead in Warcraft 3. Hello? I feel like something might be amiss here.
Hello?
To find a cure for the plague, we need to understand how it affects different creatures, from the most complex life forms to the lowliest subspecies. I've come here to study the Murlocs, since, like us, they have retained free will and undeath. But what makes these lowly mongrels so special? I need to find out. Travel northwest and bring me their spines so that I may study the accumulation of plague in their marrow. Who knows what secrets their little bones hold?
Trust no one.
I would get a lot of the apothecaries, like, just being very passionate about their work and, as scientists, if some of them weren't just so dead puppy when it comes to testing. Like, they'll test stuff on subjects that kills them, and they'll be like, well, it seems like I need another new test subject. I'm evil. You know what I mean.
I am forsaken.
If you've made it this far, then you probably know about the Dead Scar, and how this day... But how are you saying this to me when you have no lower jaw? You just have a tongue hanging there where a jaw should be. Anyways. And how to this day mindless scourge follow the path of destruction that Arthas created on his way to Silvermoon. And make yourself useful, and thin down the scourge's numbers in the scar. If you prove to be worth your salt, I'll put in a good word for you.
Our time. Come.
So many quests.
Our enemies will fall.
Can you believe it? We have an actual functioning arcane sanctum up and running southeast of here. The Sanctum of the Sun. All manner of important magisters have come to take part in running it. Of course, they've all forgotten about the Sanctum of the Moon. Not much remains of it, and its energies have given rise to bizarre creatures. I'm not one to let good resources go to waste, however. Go to the Sanctum of the Moon and see if you can recover the crystallized essences from the creatures there.
The reckoning is at hand.
Here's the lady that the cook was just talking about. Paladin, we are having difficulty with a group of night elves that have recently taken over a nearby island. They've set up a small camp at the old high elf ley-lined nexus, Andorath, and Daroth, to the northwest. There is a dirt path that leads up to it just past the Dead Scar. I suggest that you lend us your aid by going there, investigating what they are up to, and slaying as many of those conceited night elves as you can.
Time is of the...
Well, considering the night elves keep trying to thwart your efforts to simply avoid extinction, yeah, gladly.
Speak quickly.
The Underlight mines to the southwest have been overrun by a clan of gnolls, calling themselves the Blackpaw. I don't need to remind you how important those mines are to us as a strategic asset in our ongoing campaign here in the Ghostlands. Take the south road out of town and follow the fork to the right. Just past the ziggurat on the right will be a short dirt path to the west. Follow it. The ore must flow.
Watch your back.
All right. Whew. I think I picked up all of the quests in these areas. My goodness. So many quests just popped up and became available. Well, I am not gonna, I mean, I kind of should. Normally I would be like, I'm just gonna do this off camera, all these different quests, but at the same time, I probably should just go ahead and show them to you guys, to show them how, how they work. Plus to show you the the reality and the nitty gritty of what it's like to quest in these zones when you picked up tons of quests like these. So, and we may end up finding certain things, especially when we head over in this direction. Stay tuned.